Hello, sleepyhead. Hello, wake up. Wake up. There you go. There you go. Did you have a lovely sleep? Did you? In the bath. You're in the bath. What are you doing in the bath? And I don't know what you've done on the toilet, but it literally looks like your ass has exploded. There's shit up the wall. I think you've pissed your pants. You stink of beer. You reek of weed. Last night you said, can I borrow the car? I'll be 5 minutes. I'm going to the shop. Never saw you again. Couldn't get hold of you. I've woke up this morning thinking you're dead. Car's gone. Coming here for a piss. I find you asleep in the bath. Mate, what have you been up to? This party is getting a little bit out of control. Hasn't it? You've got serious issues, mate, and we need a chat. A serious chat in the other room. There you are. You're looking a lot better. You definitely smell better. Jeez, mate. Honestly. Is the coffee sorted you out? Nice big black one, just like you love it. Well, good. Because it's about time you started contributing. I think all this partying is getting a little bit out of control. I'm a little bit jealous. Why didn't you invite me? At least I could look after you. And I need to look after you a little bit more. So I've got you a job at the club. A very important job. What is it? You're going to be the new club CCPO. Yeah. What does it stand for? CCPO stands for Chief Cone Placement Officer. Yeah, you're going to be sticking out the cones in training. You'll earn a little bit of money and at least you're contributing a little bit. And it might keep you out of trouble if you've got to go up for work. Now, I know you're looking rough, but we need to go and find the car and get our ass down to the club. We've got loads to get through. Now, one thing the club did this summer was give me a cash injection of just under £1 million, which I think was brilliant because we're not the richest team, but it's not a chairman loan. We're still not in any debt. All debt's clear. But it was much needed, really. Like, I've cut some dead wood. You know, I've got a few peanuts basically for a couple of players, and I've spent about 195 grand and brought in a ton of freebies. Some young players, some players for the first team. So this is North Macedonia, managed by Igor, 80th in the world. So they're not that great, but if you see there, we're still 4th. We need to get back on top. Hopefully I can do that by the end of the season. But I just want to look at some of their top players. And they have got some class players. I don't think any of them play in North Macedonia. They've all left. But when you look at him. Oh man, that kid in my team. Sweet, isn't he? Let's have a look at the next one. Look at him. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too clued up. I recognise some of the names. Can't pronounce them. But I didn't realise they had this much talent. I mean, I bet you could have some fun. And like a lot of you pointed out, in real life, they just beat Germany recently. I think 2-1. We had a youth intake, which had to cut out the last one as well. So as you can see at the top there, them 3 players came in the youth intake. A quick look at them, just so you know what we've got. Obviously not superstars. I think he's one of my better ones. Very brave young lad. But for this country, they're obviously good players. And when you look at the depth there, you know, I like that. I mean, I used to say this is my last season. Maybe I'll do another one. We don't know. We'll see how things go. But it's good to leave the club in a good spot. And I want to do that throughout the series. The reason we're here is because last year, our fierce rival, our historic rival, wasn't in our division. They were down below. Well, this year, they've come up. They're older than we are, just. And of course, our rival, apparently. Well, they've been up and down a few times over the years, but yeah, we'll be looking out for these 2 games. What I want to show you as well is some of the team. Just have a quick look at them on the club page, show you some of the facilities in real life, some of the big clubs. First up, it's Sekendija. That's what it says online. That's what I'm going with. Now, they're the team that won the title the previous season. So when we came up, you know, they were the team I was looking out for. Great kits. I love a black and red kit just like ours. They play in their own stadium, the Gradski Stadion. The next team I want to show you is Robotniki. They're from the same city as us, the biggest city in the country, and of course they share the stadium with us. Now, no, they're a rival, but you think we may be fierce rivals sharing the stadium. I bet Derby Day here is quality. Now, I've already shown you our arch rival, but I nearly forgot. When I was researching them online, it looks like they're improving their stadium, and there's a little computer graphic I found of what it's gonna sort of look like, and that's something we should do in real life or on the game if you could ever build a stadium. I've got the option, we ain't got the money. Next up, it's Scoopy. Love that. They're the current champions, a team that pipped us to the post last season, and a team I will be gunning for, and a team again from Skopje. Now, if there's one Macedonian player we all know of, and someone asked me to try and sign him, he's not a player anymore, it's Goran Pandev. Now, he founded this as an academy, and that's his name in the title. But over the last few years, they've grown and grown and grown and got promoted, obviously, into the top flight and become an actual club in their own right. So I just thought that was pretty cool, and I had to share it with you. So both my keepers left, one and a free, and I sold the other one because I wanted better keepers. And I think I found two really good ones for the level we're at. The first one is Lovro. He's 23-year-old, he's Croatian. I got him on a free. Next up is Nemanja Jevric, 26-year-old Serbian, and again, I think a very good keeper for the level we're at. And again, brought in on a free. Signed on a free last year, going into his second season. Got a little bit of promise. It's Marco, a backup left back. We've got Nicola, who I think at this level is amazing. Brilliant player who have tied up to a new deal. Signed on a free at right back, it's Christian. Another Bulgarian. I do seem to like my Bulgarians, don't I? Especially here in Macedonia. And then still here at the club, it's Filip. The Macedonian, 26 years old, can cover at left back. I'd like better right backs, but you can't always get what you want. First up a centre half, it's young Jovica, 19-year-old Macedonian who spent one season at Struga, but they must have only signed him on a 1-year deal because his contract ended, and I've picked him up. We've still got this guy without a face. He's going into his second season, but he was a backup last year. He'll be a backup this year. Again, going into his second season, it's Mr. Martin, 26-year-old Croatian. And then again, going into his second season, it's Tomislav. He's my biggest purchase last year, just found 200 grand or something. I think he's got a little bit better, and he's great for this level, loads of potential. Into the midfield, and we've still got Danilo and Dasic. His second season, picked him up last year on a free. I love a freebie, there's tons of them. Another freebie from last year going into his second season, it's Mr. Chanev, Bulgarian, 31 years old. Definite squad player. Because I've got this other player who I like, who I was going to give more time to this year. And that is Christian LOLLUJO, who was signed last year on a free. But he only played 8 games. But I think he's got better. And he was moaning that he wanted more game time. And on paper, he's starting to look like one of my best midfielders, and he was definitely going to get more game time. Picked up on a free is Nikola Mitrovic, Serbian, 25 years old. He looks very handy, helpful. Could do me a lot of favours. Behind a striker in the middle, out on the left. Now, we haven't just signed players on a free or brought random players in. We've got some of our own, and like I said, the academy's decent, and it was about time to promote some. Give these kids a chance. And the first one I was going to give a chance to was Jovica, 18 years old. Loads of potential. His current ability looks great. I mean, passing a 13 and technique of 14, 11th first touch in this country should be very good. He's not the only kid I'm promoting. I've promoted Filip as well because, I mean, he's a similar kind of player. But he's the potential in his current ability. He needs a chance. Let's get him some first team games and maybe he can do something. Signed last year for 20 grand. I've still got Baz Tag. Oh my god. I'm not even trying it. No, 33-year-old Serbian. Still a good player. And I've still got Ivan Kogut, who, was alright last year. And he's got star ratings are great. But when I look at him like that, he don't sell it to me, but he can perform. On the right, Justino Mendes is still here. He's a guy that was here originally, went down with the club, stayed with the club. Again, on paper, he don't blow you away, but he does perform. Signed on a free from the Ukraine, it's Ivan Pesic, 31 years old. I mean, it's one of them players where I think he looks good. Forget his star rating. It's his ability to play on the wings and as a striker. I like them kind of options. We want them options. Signed for about 150 grand. It's Fran Broderick. Now, he's 26 years old. He's a Croatian. Obviously, he's a striker. Now, he's never been super prolific throughout his entire career. Up until last year, he had a fantastic season. So I think this is a great pickup for us. Hopefully, he can carry that over into this country because the Croatian football, you'd probably say, is better, higher standard. So I'm expecting him to start bagging me goals. Vanja is still here. We had him last year. He was decent. 11 goals in 16. You can't really complain. But that's what I felt like I needed. I needed more options up top. I've got one more player to show you. It's young Dimitar. Now, I've brought him in from Romania for a few reasons. My scouts loved him. He's young. He's Macedonian. Cost me about 50 grand. So, nice little pickup. Don't know how much he'll play. But that's the team. A lot of new guys. But I think we've got a cracking squad. So this year I didn't get too fancy. I didn't have competitions and all that in pre-season. Played some decent level clubs about the same kind of reputation as us. Started off crap. Last 3 games went very well. So yeah, I can't complain. But don't forget, we were in Europe. So of course we're in the Conference League, the European Conference League, or Euro 2, whatever you want to call it. Now it's always going to be tough, any kind of European football for a team like us. And it started off tough. Played a team from Estonia, I'll be honest with you, never heard of him. But in the return leg, we turned it on. Definitely turned it on. And also you've got to remember, a lot of these qualifiers, we're starting at the very bottom in the first path of qualifying and building the team, and players are slowly coming into the team. But yeah, 3-2 in aggregate got us through to the next lot of qualifiers. Well, we came up against a team from Cyprus, a good team. Cyprus has got decent players, decent level of football. So when we drew these, I thought this is going to be tough. So to beat them 2-0 away, I'm starting to dream here. Can we actually get through these qualifiers? We scraped it through again, 3-2 on aggregate. We lost 2-1 on the day, but you go through, you go through. It's going to get a lot tougher though. On to the third lot of qualifiers, and we drew a team from Holland. It's FC Utrecht, is that how you say it? Great standard of football. Thought this is us done. So to go to their place and draw 1-1, I'm thinking, put our teams together here. I'm a managerial genius. And we nearly did it. We nearly did it. Nearly. Got beat 4-3 in aggregate. Gave them a game at home. I mean, they were better than us on the day. They were, but we scored goals. Had a goal disallowed as well. So that, yeah, we're not qualified. So 6 European games. That's it. But it's something in it. It is something. I wish I could take you on a European adventure properly with this club. It's not happening this year. So at this stage, we've actually started the league. And I'm going to show you the league table quickly here. We're currently 7th because I drew my first game. So, yeah, not the start I wanted. I was hoping I'd come right out of the blocks. But this is a little league. Not many games to play. You only play each other twice. I was going to find out this year. It can be very, very competitive, but I like that. So we're out of Europe. Well, we never technically made it into it properly. But, you know, to get that far into it, a team like ours that's been stuck together on freebies with a little bit of money spent on it is pretty good. I'll take that. Now, they just want to qualify for Europe again, which would be, what, top 4? I want to compete for that title. We were so close last year. I want the title. The cup as well. Got knocked out in the first round. They want me to get to the quarters, so I want to do well in it. Let's try our best. So these are the fixtures, and of course we drew with the champions away. So that's not a bad result, but you know, I want to be beating them. It's just not cool when they equalise in the 94th minute. So let's jump forward, and let's find out how well we can do. It's all about North Macedonian football. Can I get up there in the league? Can we do well in the cup? Let's find out. Well, our campaign in the cup started right here against a team that are so low down, they're not even in the regionals. So we should be beating them. We beat them 3-0. Should have been about 20-0. Next up, it got tougher, and it started to get tougher, but we had a little bit of luck. This team, though, got relegated last year, so I expected more from our boys, especially because we did dominate it, but we went to penalties, and luckily we weren't great, but luckily they were crap. We got an extra derby in the next game, but did they put me through it? Even Stevens, though. Derby day, don't matter how good you are, form can go out the window. So it was stat-wise, it was even, but I'm going to have to go all the way up here to show you because of the amount of penalties that happened. Obviously, we scored early, had a goal disallowed, they came right back into it. The penalty in the 91st minute, awesome. And then look at all them pengers. Jesus Christ, it was... So we're into the semi-finals, which is fantastic. Done more than what my board wanted me to do. I want to get to at least the final. Let's have a bit of fun. But don't forget, the season finishes in like March. Then you have a month off. I think the semis are in April. And then there's another month off. And if you get to the final, that'd be in May. So if I can, you know, obviously I'm in the semis. So I was going to have to think about it because I don't think other clubs do this. But I'm just going to try and organise friendlies to try and get match sharpness back. How were we doing in the league? Well, we were top of it. But we weren't flying away with it. I was undefeated, which is fantastic. Can't knock that. I've got 2 guys in the top goal scorers, my new striker and the guy that's like a legend at the club, who's been here forever. But we've drawn 6, but we're on 36 points at this point. Scoopy, whatever they call it, on 35 points. The previous champions from the year before, they're right on our ass. And I mean, yeah, it is competitive. Even though we ain't been beat, these big teams don't really get beat either. So of course the second game in the season, like I showed you earlier, was against our arch rival, our fierce rival. So this is a good statement. They're nearly promoted, so we should be beating them in my opinion, but as you saw in the cup, they can put up a fight when they want to. These were the champions when we took over. So yeah, this is one of the games I drew. But they're a good team, and as you see, anyone can beat anyone on the day. No one's beat us yet. At this point in the season, because we ain't long left, don't forget it finishes in March, we played our second derby away. This time it was tough, only beaten 1-0, didn't really play well. Second game against the current champions, the team we drew with in the first game of the season, when we drew with them again. But this was, if I had a joypad, I'd have thrown it at the wall moment. Do you know when you were younger, you'd get angry? My mate used to always punch holes in his wall. You'd go in his bedroom and he'd have random posters scattered about. When I first went in, I was like, why have you got a poster there and one down there? And he showed me behind every poster was a fist hole. You know, you'd get angry. I got angry. I wanted to punch a wall with this because we were coasting, really. And then it all collapsed at the end. Let's check in on the squad, and I've arranged it by average rating. Guy at the top's one of the kids, but you know, there's some guys who are really, really performing for me. Obviously, the main man himself, Nicola, fantastic player, man. Absolutely fantastic player. And the fact that he doesn't get any interest surprises me, because he just, attribute-wise and ability-wise, he stand out above any player in my team, and I think anyone else's team. Best pickup at this club. Fran, the guy I signed, spent a little bit of money on him. He's scoring me enough goals. He is a good player at this level. Very happy with his contribution to the club. So here we are, and it's near the end of May, but have we got a cup final to play in? Well, financially, we're not in a good spot, I'll be honest with you. The wage budget sorted itself out, which ain't too bad. Hopefully they'll give me another cheeky cash injection. That's if I stay. We don't know what's going to happen, do we? That all depends on you. Let's just jump into the league, and of course we are champions. Not only that, undefeated, pretty special. I'm buzzing with that. I only played 22 games, so, you know, if we played a bit more, maybe eventually we'd get defeated. But what was good this year was a lot of the guys are settled in from last year. We brought in a lot of quality, I think. And the guys came in and did a job this year, so it was fantastic. The good thing is the second highest goal scorer in the league is Mendes, one of the original players. And he's proved that sometimes don't go off a star rating. You can't go off what you see in front of you. You just got to let him play and see who can perform. Maybe it's my tactic, I don't know, and he just likes it. Or maybe he just works at this level. It was first versus fourth, and we won 2-0. Got a goal disallowed, but we came back with 2. Mendes, the beast. Cup final. Could I do a domestic double? We're going to find out. And would it be against Pandev's club, the new team, the academy that's grown and developed into a club. So fair play to them. They finished 6th in the league. Don't forget, and people who really pay attention might remember, it was Pandev's team that knocked me out last year in the first round. First game in the cup last year, they beat me 1-0, we were done. But when it comes to the cups, both previous years, this is the team that's knocked Vardar out, and now we find ourselves in a final. Adds a bit of spice to it, doesn't it? So welcome to our stadium. Hopefully it's an advantage now. Even with trying to give them friendlies and get the match fitness back up, it was impossible to do that, so hopefully they're in a worse place. Guys have injured, so on. I've got 2 academy players in midfield, so hopefully we can do this. Right, they kick off. They look like Lazio. Did Pandev play for Lazio? Might have got that wrong. Do remember him, of course, because I think we're a similar age, if I'm honest. But yeah, like I said, this ain't my best team on that pitch. These guys have got fitness issues, got good players on the pitch, but in the middle, the 2 young lads I showed you that are promoted from the academy, they've got loads of potential. They're both playing. So you've got Kotevsky behind the striker. We've got Valezevsky. My God. In the middle, we've got Velage. He's a fantastic player. Mendes is on the pitch. Brodick, he's up top. So my back line's sound though. Keeper's sound. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Although your partying needs to wind its neck in a bit. It's getting a bit out of control. I don't mind you going out. Next time, maybe invite me, because I've heard you were a bit of a lady's favourite that night. I've heard. I don't know how true that is. Right, come on boys. Here's Velage. Cracking little player, had a good season. There we go. Oh, come on. But it is the 4th season, 2 years here now. We did 2 years at the previous club. Personally, I would happily have a cheeky go at the Champions League, but realistically, it's a penalty. I'd happily have a go at it, but would a club like us, with our kind of players, ever really qualify and get into any kind of group stage? I'm not 100% sure, so I think it's going to be voting time. Oh, come on. Goal disallowed. Missed penalty. Is that another penalty? I'm giving him his second chance here. I'm giving you another chance here. Don't mess it up. Different spot. But it's half time and it could have been 3-0. At 1-0 though, the game is not over. I really want this. Really, really want it. Now I know a go in the Champions League might be good. But like I said, I don't think we'd do well. And if we went down to the Europa League, I don't think we'd do well. We're trying to get someone sent off, aren't we? How are we getting away with this? I have no idea. And I think to myself, my whole idea with this is to hopefully build my reputation up, my career up, to one day be at a big club. I'd love to get offered a job. Not have to go for an interview, get offered a job one-on-one. Oh, I always kept it in. Come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, I want to get offered a big job. Is it still in? We're not giving up here, are we? Come on, boys. You know, I want to travel the world. Get back to Europe one day with a team that could realistically do something in Europe. So my idea will be to give you the voting options of stay here for one more year and have a go, see if we can go back to back, or switch Eastern Europe off and turn on either Africa, the Far East, or the Middle East. Personally, and I'm not trying to sway your vote, I won't mind going to the Middle East. Then it'd be Africa, and my last choice would be the Far East. I've done China on a previous Journeyman, but then I won't mind going to Japan, Korea, something like that. That might be quite cool at some point. Africa would be insane. Oh, come on, come on. Come on. Here we go. Oh my God, blast it in. There, that's it. Right, I've made one change in the middle, just to tiredness issues really. I brought on Franny, I call him. He probably might have started, but he won't fit. He had a bit of a knock. He's coming back from that. 20 minutes, so he should be all right. Come on, let's just kill this game off now. This is what you call the ultimate revenge for the previous 2 years of him knocking us out of the cup. Mendes, that is the one player you want in it. Getting a goal in a cup final. Right, the Pandev boys are coming back at us. I like that though. He's obviously made a fortune, hasn't he? Playing at the highest level. And I mean, there's a few players that have done that. There's a Haji who did that as well. And you know, he's created an academy which is fantastic for young players in his country, and it's done that well. It's turned into a football club. I think that's brilliant. Giving something back. I mean, I'd do something like that if I was him. And they've got back. They've given something back. A goal. We won. Right, come on. Let's get our hands on a second trophy. Yeah, this is good. I knew I'd landed on my feet at this club. I knew I could achieve something at this club. Domestic double. You never know what you're going to do, but here you are. You're getting a little trophy ceremony, but I'm proper happy. Undefeated in the league and a cup. This is basically, I think, job done. But if you guys vote for me to stay, I would happily stay here because I've built something here. At least one more year. I won't do more than another year. But like I said, the voting will be open straight after this episode finishes. But there you go. Look at that. And the foundations I laid in Hungary are obviously doing well. Now, last year, they nearly got relegated. Like I said, they spent most of the season, did KBSC at the bottom, and at the end found a bit of form and survived. This year though, they've grown, finishing 6th, so I'm proper proud. Like I said, I think throughout the series we'll always catch up on my previous clubs. Well, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that season, even though you've had to work all the way through it, being my chief cone placement officer. You've still got your own room, you're still going out partying, just not as much. At least we found the car. That was a bonus, because I don't own it, it's a company car, man. Although you're never driving it again. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and if you really want to help my channel out, you can always become a patron. And like I said, voting will now be open. Do I stay another season and have a cheeky go in the Champions League, try and go back to back maybe, or do we unlock Africa or the Far East or the Middle East? Whoever wins is what I do, and I love that. Me and you on this adventure, letting you in on it. It's good. Proper enjoying it. Proper enjoying it. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully you're happy and you're safe. I'm Bood. I'll see you next time.